Adam. When Adam was getting very old and felt that his time on earth was almost over, he told his children, "I really want to eat the fruits of Jannah." His children loved their father, so they set out on search to try and bring him what he asked for. On their way, they met angels. These angels were carrying axes and spades, tools for digging. The angels asked the sons, "Where are you going?" The sons replied, "Our father is sick and wants fruits from heaven." The angels told them, "Go back home. Your father's time to leave this world has come." When the angels reached Adam's home, Hawa saw them and recognized who they were. She got scared and tried to stay close to Adam for protection. Then the angels gently took Adam's soul. They washed his body, wrapped it in a shroud, like Muslims do today, dug a grave for him, and prayed for him. After that, they carefully placed him in the grave, put bricks or stones over him for protection, came out and covered the grave with soil. Finally, the angels turned to Adam's sons and said, "Sons of Adam, this is how you should bury your dead from now on." The way the angels buried him became an example to Muslims on how to bury people. Adam died 960 years old. Idris. One day, Allah told Prophet Idris, peace be upon him, some wonderful news. He would receive the reward for every good deed that each person did on earth until the end of his life. This made Idris very happy and thankful to Allah for such a great blessing. But Idris was quite old, and he knew death was near. He was not ready to depart from this world as he enjoyed spreading goodness on earth. He had a friend from the angels, whom he asked whether he could speak to the angel of death and see if his death could be delayed. The angel told him this was a matter with Allah, but that there was no harm in trying. Thus Idris got on the angel's wing and ascended to heaven. He passed through the first, second, and third heaven. However, upon reaching the fourth level, Allah commanded the angel of death to take his life. Idris's dear companion said to the angel of death, "Prophet Idris wants to know if you could prolong his life." The angel of death was stunned. He replied, "And where is Idris?" "He is upon my back," answered the angel. The angel of death replied, "How astonishing! I was sent and told to cease Idris's soul in the fourth heaven. I kept thinking how I could cease it in the fourth heaven when he was on earth. Subhanallah, he made it happen." Idris did not dispute and accepted his faith, saying, "If this is what Allah ordained, so be it." Noah. The Quran does not tell us many details about the rest of Noah's life after the flood and his time with his people. What we do know is that when he was on his deathbed, feeling that the end was near, he called his sons and gave them some important, final advice. He said, "I want to give you some very valuable advice. First, always believe and declare that there is no God but Allah." Then he warned them, "Stay away from associating any partners with Allah and stay away from pride." After giving this heartfelt advice, Prophet Noah, peace be upon him, passed away peacefully at the age of 950. There are different opinions about where he was buried. Some traditions say his grave is inside the sacred mosque in Mecca, while others say he was buried in a place called Balabak. Hud. We don't have authentic narrations about the last moments of our beloved Prophet Hud, peace be upon him, so we can only assume that he died a peaceful natural death. Some reports claim that he died in the region of Hadramaut in present-day Yemen and was buried there. A site known as the Tomb of Hud is located in eastern Yemen. Saleh. After the destruction of the people of Thamud, the remaining believers in Saleh migrated. Though nothing is told about Saleh and his life after the destruction of Thamud in the Quran. Local stories from the area around Mount Sinai say that Prophet Saleh, peace be upon him, and the believers who followed him escaped to the mountain. Since we have no information on his death, we can only assume that he died naturally. Ibrahim. There is a difference of opinion about the age of Prophet Ibrahim. Some scholars say he lived for 169 years, some say 175, and some say 195. However, all narrations suggest that he lived more than 150 years. According to Islamic tradition, Prophet Ibrahim died a natural death. No authentic reports describe a particular illness or unusual events surrounding his death. He passed away peacefully after completing his mission and spending his life in worship and obedience to Allah. He died in the land of Canaan in present-day Palestine, a city now known as Hebron. Lut. After Lut left the city of Sodom, he and his daughters returned to Prophet Ibrahim and they continued to spread the message of Islam. After leaving the area of Sodom, Prophet Lot, peace be upon him, settled in the land of Palestine, according to some historical reports. A few traditions say that he passed away there and was buried near the city of Hebron. His grave is said to be close to the burial place of Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him. Ismail. Ismail was the son of Ibrahim. He and his father built the Kaaba in Mecca that still stands today. And since his childhood, Ismail stayed in Mecca until his last days. It is believed that he died and was buried in Mecca next to his mother, Hajar. We don't have the details of why he passed away, but it is believed that he died of old age. Ishaq. Ishaq was the second son of Ibrahim. He and Ismail had different mothers, so Ishaq didn't live with his brother. Ishaq had two children, Yaqub and Esau. Upon his death, Ishaq was buried by his sons in Hebron next to his father Ibrahim. The reason for his death is believed to be an illness, but we don't know for sure which illness killed him. Ishaq lived till 180 years old. Yaqub and Yusuf. These two prophets' deaths should be explained together because their stories are connected to each other. Yaqub was the father of Yusuf and the son of Ishaq. Yaqub also had 11 other sons, and Yusuf was his 12th. Later, the brothers threw Yusuf in a well and faked his death. They told their father that Yusuf had died. If you don't know their story, please watch the video about every prophet on my channel. But since this video is about their deaths, I will not spend as much time explaining the stories of the prophets. So, after this news, he grieved his son so much that as he grew older, his eyes turned white because of his tears, and he slowly lost his eyesight. After being happily reunited with his son Yusuf, peace be upon him, Prophet Yaqub, Jacob, peace be upon him, spent the rest of his life in peace in Egypt. When he felt that his time to leave this world was near, he gathered all his children around him. Even in his final moments, he was most worried about their faith. He asked them, "Who will you worship after I am gone?" They answered that they would worship the one God, the same God that their fathers Ibrahim, Ismail, and Ishaq had worshipped. This beautiful conversation is mentioned in the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah, and it shows how much Yaqub cared about keeping his family on the right path of faith in Allah. According to historical reports, Prophet Yaqub, peace be upon him, died peacefully in Egypt after completing his life's work. Some traditions say that before he passed away, he asked to be buried in the land of Canaan with his forefathers. His body was later taken to Palestine and buried near Prophet Ibrahim, Abraham, and Prophet Ishaq, Isaac, peace be upon them, in the area of Hebron. Yusuf also lived his last days in Egypt. When Yusuf died, there were disputes as to where to bury him. It is said that he was eventually buried in a marble coffin at the Nile River, so that people on both sides would be satisfied. Several centuries later, when Prophet Musa led the children of Israel out of Egypt, it is reported that Yusuf had instructed his descendants not to leave Egypt without taking his remains with them. According to these reports, Musa later located his grave and carried his remains to the Holy Land where he was reburied. Ayub. Ayub had one of the hardest tests from Allah. He had lost his wealth, family, and health, but he remained a righteous Muslim, so Allah cured him and blessed him. Therefore, Ayub did not die from illness from which he suffered in his life, but he died peacefully of natural causes. The exact reasons or details of his death are unknown as the burial site. Shuaib. He was also one of the prophets that died of natural causes peacefully. Though it might feel like every prophet died normal deaths, and this video is getting boring. Wait till the end because we have many interesting stories left. Shuaib lived to a very old age, so old that he met Prophet Musa and died of old age. Musa. The death of Prophet Musa is one of the most detailed and fascinating deaths described in authentic Islamic narrations. As Musa grew old, Allah sent the angel of death to take his soul. According to an authentic hadith, the angel of death came to Musa in the form of a man. Not recognizing him, Musa struck him and damaged one of his eyes. The angel then returned to Allah and said, "You sent me to a servant who does not want to die." Allah restored the angel's eye and instructed him to return to Musa. This time, the angel told him to place his hand on the back of the ox. For every hair covered by his hand, he would be granted one additional year of life. Musa asked, "Then what happens after that?" The angel replied, "Then death." When Musa realized that death would come eventually, no matter how many extra years he received, he chose to meet Allah rather than prolong his life. He then asked Allah to let him die near the Holy Land. According to the hadith, Allah granted this request. Prophet Musa died near the borders of the Holy Land. Harun. Harun died before his brother Musa. As he grew old, Allah decreed that his time in this world had come to an end. It is said that Musa accompanied Harun to Mount Hor, where they found a beautiful bed prepared for him. Harun lay down upon it, and there Allah took his soul peacefully. When Musa returned alone to the children of Israel, some of them accused him of killing his brother because of the great love Harun had among the people. In response, Allah caused the angels to carry Harun's body before the people so they could see that he had died naturally and that Musa was innocent of their accusations. Dhul Kifl.